From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Thursday, December the 5th, 2024. The IDF continues its fight against terror group Hamas in Gaza, saying last night that Israeli Air Force jets eliminated a number of terrorists who were using the Israeli-designated humanitarian area in Khan Yunis, noting before the airstrike many measures were taken to reduce harm to civilians. The IDF saying Hamas continues to blatantly violate international law while cynically exploiting civilians and humanitarian facilities as human shields to carry out terrorist acts. The Times of Israel cited the IDF saying that among the terrorists taken out in the airstrike last night, a top commander in Hamas's internal security forces who was involved in activity to suppress the citizens of Gaza and was responsible for detecting threats against Hamas from within Gaza, and held a key role in implementing Hamas's brutal methods, which included conducting harsh civilian interrogations while violating human rights, suppressing residents suspected of opposing Hamas, and persecuting civilians from the LGBTQ+ community. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken met today with Israeli Foreign Minister Gideon Sa'ar in Malta on the sidelines of the Ministerial Council of the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe, where the State Department said the secretary emphasized to Sa'ar the urgency of bringing all of the hostages home, ending the war in Gaza, and establishing a path for the post-conflict period that provides lasting peace and security for Israelis and Palestinians alike. Blinken reiterated the State Department said that Israel must do more to facilitate the delivery of humanitarian assistance throughout Gaza. The two also discussed ensuring the agreement with Lebanon is fully implemented. And Blinken reaffirmed the U.S. commitment to Israel's security. Sa'ar wrote of the meeting, "I thanked Secretary Blinken for the American support throughout the war. I expressed to the Secretary that Israel sees an opportunity to advance a deal to release the hostages and is serious in its intent to reach such a deal." The 100 hostages who remain held by Hamas in Gaza have now been held for 426 days. Turning now to response to a report issued today by Amnesty International that accused Israel of committing genocide in Gaza during its war with Hamas after the Hamas massacre of October the 7th. The report was swiftly rejected by Israel. Ministry of Foreign Affairs spokesperson Oren Marmerstein calling the report fabricated, entirely false, and based on lies. He said the genocidal massacre on October the 7th was carried out by the Hamas terrorist organization against Israeli citizens. Since then, Israeli citizens have been subjected to daily attacks from 7 different fronts. Israel is defending itself against these attacks, acting fully in accordance with international law. Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs Sharon Haskell shared more from Kibbutz Be'eri, which was ravaged on October the 7th.
In this report, they actually altered and changed the legal terms and definition for what is a genocide, because Israel doesn't meet those criteria. So Amnesty International had to alter it. Look around us. This is what a real genocide looked like, a real attempt of genocide. This is the declaration of Hamas on their platform to completely massacre and eliminate every single Jew. What they've done here, going from house to house, murdering innocent civilians, raping girls, burning their houses and burning them alive, these are war crimes. That is an attempt to genocide.
Jewish organizations here in the U.S. also rejected the report, the American Jewish Committee, saying it not only egregiously distorts the reality of the conflict in Gaza and maligns the legal concept of genocide, but will embolden terrorist organizations like Hamas, stressing the term genocide has a clear definition under international law, requiring intent to destroy a national, ethnic, racial, or religious group in whole or in part. Israel's many actions in Gaza that are clearly intended to allow it to fight Hamas while limiting incidental harm to civilians should make it clear to all that its forces act with no such intent. In sharp contrast to Hamas's deliberate targeting of Israeli civilians on and after October the 7th. The Anti-Defamation League wrote yet another Amnesty report littered with inaccuracies, flaws, and contortion of facts to fit its own twisted definition of quote-unquote genocide. The organization's false and callous use of the term genocide diminishes the gravity of the crime and is a transparent attempt to malign the Jewish state. Also noting it's particularly damning that Amnesty intentionally chose to investigate Israel for its actions post-October the 7th prior to investigating October the 7th itself, saying Hamas's October 7th massacre is but a footnote in this report. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Thursday, December the 5th at 7 o'clock, award-winning journalist and author Julie Satow joins Rabbi Avraham Bronstein to discuss When Women Ran Fifth Avenue, her novel about the golden age of American department stores. At 8, actress Patricia Heaton joins Jonah Platt to talk about her outspoken advocacy for Israel and the importance of non-Jewish voices standing up for the Jewish community. At 9, Masha Merkhulova is on L'chaim. At 10, a replay of Julie Satow, and 10:30, an encore of the news. And coming up next, it's an FIDF briefing. And that's the JBS News Update for Thursday, December the 5th, 2024. I'm Teisha Bader. Am Yisrael Chai.